Sweet. Alright, so what we're doing today, guys, is a test fucking podcast because, we're pretty noob at this. We'll get things right eventually,
I thought we were
won't we?
trying to be fucking PG-13, goddammit.
I didn't hear anything about being PG-13.
NC
Any 13-year-olds listening to this, go somewhere else.
Get out of the basement. Go make your own hot pot.
This video has just been demonetized. Please send your contributions to our...
I think you have to be 13 and be in Discord now.
Alright, so
Yeah,
we're going to talk about a few different things today, but I think we can start on race changes happening, well, potentially happening next patch. They are on the PTS, but that's subject to change. So, Danny, you guys want to kick it off with anything to start?
No, you go.
Alright, we'll talk about my precious Ogonian Master Race. So, they got hit pretty damn hard in the initial PTS, but Zos did update them, and basically everyone got buffed, basically. So, Ogonians are only losing 4% self-heals, but gain a percentage of outgoing heals, so technically they're going to be better healers. They only lose 600 to their potion, the stuff you get back when you have a potion. And kind of about it, really. They're still going to be really strong next patch. Losing the disease, poison resist is kind of shitty, but they do get immune to disease status effect. That's something.
So how do you think that's going to affect him in PvP?
I don't think it's going to make much of an effect at all. They're still going to be... The 4% self-heals is a bit of a kick in the nuts, but it's not that much. The 600 that you lose from your potion, that's not really going to be no. I think the biggest change for Ogonians is the health. Blazing Shield builds that are Ogonians are going to get hit real hard.
You don't think that the combination of the lack of healing received and the smaller pots going to make a difference in PvP? I think the two combined are probably going to start being a little obnoxious.
You're gonna notice it, but as I said, every race has been nerfed. So when you compare it to other races, it's actually still pretty strong.
So overall balance isn't changed as much.
No, yeah, exactly. It's still... Ogonians are still sitting basically where they are now in relation to other races.
Yeah.
So if all the races are getting changed up as part of this racial retuning, somebody's got to be getting screwed. And at first, it looked like it was Argonians, especially because they were losing their wasn't it the healing received buff that they had. So if the Argonians are going to be pretty even, is anybody getting screwed? And if
so, yes, a lot of the changes are actually going to be reasonably beneficial for PvP, but for PvE, a lot of the races are getting hit hard.
Those flat numbers, I'm actually surprised at the flat numbers. They're higher than I expected they were going to be.
It's
really nice.
So the high elves, for an example, they used to get 4% fire shock and ice damage. They are now getting 208 spell damage. Something that I want to know, I haven't tested yet, is that going to go to our base spell damage, or is it going to go on top of our spell?
That's a good question.
Because
I would assume it would go towards
passive
base.
Yeah,
once
you
you
get that,
for it,
it adds it to it. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, you would think it would go to the base, so that ends up being 340, I think, or something like that with buffs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah, it's more the max. Like they used to get 10% max magic. So if you look at like a normal magic build that's got 40k magic, that's 4k magic you would have got, but you're only getting 2,000 now.
Right. It is a little push and pull, I would say. I mean, it's going to be a curve on all of them, just getting, because most people, it's all percentages. Everybody's basing what champion points to put in towards that, what gear to set. So, I mean, there is going to be a slight curve on everything, but I don't think it's going to totally, like you're saying, PvP, it's not bad. PvE looks like everything's going to be a changing soon.
So the other interesting thing about high elves is they used to get 9% magic recovery, but now they're getting 645 stamina or magic, whichever one is
Whichever's
lower.
higher, yeah.
Whichever
Those
one is
higher.
lower.
Interesting.
They've changed it, so it's the lowest one now.
I'm looking at the patch notes right now. It says whichever one is higher.
Yeah, they've changed it, so it is now lowest. And
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the most current note. So that's.
I don't think
Because that'd be really bizarre if it as a Magicka sorcerer, if my racial got me a bonus to stamina recovery, I wouldn't be super excited about it.
so. This is what it says: spell recharge. The return of this passive will now restore your lowest maximum resource rather than your highest. We also increased the value to 645 from 2.
Yeah, this is saying it restores 575 magic or stamina based on whichever is higher after activating.
Yeah, so that was the original race change. Yeah, let me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because when I pulled it up,
Yeah,
it
this
showed
is from
that this
January.
is. What the hell good is that? Why do I care if my stam gets regenerated?
That's what I'm saying. Like for PvP, that could be very handy.
Yeah,
But it doesn't make sense in the racial lore or anything. It's like why would you know why what sense does it make if I'm primarily outputting Magicka to have increased stamina?
I mean, the only way to divert that would have higher stam recovery, so you'd actually be eating like stam food or some shit. Because I mean, as a sort based stat, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they have shitty. I say sort because that's just a lot of high elves I see play. They have really crappy magic recovery. I don't know what their stam is necessarily, but putting on stam food at a base stat, you might actually pick. You can actually maybe run like a stam sword on a high elf now. PV wise, that's gonna change it up.
Is it which is ever lower total or lower at that time? Like because if you're not using your stamina, and it means you have lower percentage of magicka, so then it's going to give you magicka back, or is it the lower number of the two?
Yeah, I was wondering about that, but he said lower max.
It says now restore your lowest maximum resource. So it would be, if you're magic, it would be stam, and if you're stam, it would be magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
that's a garbage passive. That is such a.
See, I like it for PvP. It's garbage for PvE, but for PvP, it's actually.
Well, okay, yeah, because then it's giving you some of your dodge roll back.
And your CC break.
Yeah.
I like the idea of making high elves more versatile as a sorcerer. They could be playable, or at least less shitty as Manticore Stamina with the
And that's
increased.
one of their main goals that they're talking about is making every character more versatile or a unique experience is how they
Yeah.
present it on the. And I totally
Because
understand that, but stuff like this,
absolutely,
it's
in,
gonna.
in a game where everybody can do every class can be played, a number of different ways.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to have them boxed in by, oh, you're not a Khajiit or a Red Guard. Well, you're not going to want to play Storm Guard.
Right.
This is
But I mean, the stuff like this is Mac stuff. It's
This is
we got a lot of people living in PvP, but those PvP players, it's gonna hurt them.
this is really
I'm
fucking
gonna have
random.
To,
I
I'm
can't.
gonna have to change races for my sword
Well,
because
they
I'm a high elf. And there's just no way that for PVE that's gonna be viable anymore.
Exactly.
That's an entire passive that does nothing unless you're in PvP. And I mean, I enjoy PvP, but that's still that's
Right.
how
Yeah.
for most people, I think PvP is a portion of the game. It's a subset, Not everybody. I know there are lots of people who live and die in PvP.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people that never set foot in PvP.
so
Well, that's one thing I did like about this game is they did make a point to where even if you want a PvP, you got to do some of that PvE content, and it's fine to deal with it if your main goal is PvP. But my Sork is PvE only.
Solid.
And like
Same
I
here.
said, it's going to be completely ruined with the change.
So, the next one, Wood Elf. Now, Wood Elf is very interesting to me, especially with my Stam Warden build that's about to come out. This is going to fit my build so well. So, they used to get 21% stamina recovery. Now they're getting 8
258.
base. And the thing that I find interesting is the where is it here? The Hunter's Eye. Reduce the movement speed bonus granted to 10% from 20%, but added physical and spell penetration of 1500 for the duration. So basically, when you dodge roll, you're going to get 1500 physical and spell penetration and 10% movement speed.
Okay, so they debuffed the movement speed a little bit, but all right.
Yeah, so they debuffed the movement speed and added the physical spell penetration.
Okay, and that's kind of along the lines again what you're saying. You want so much penetration for PvE, but that's still geared towards PvP.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these changes,
we're gonna be seeing a lot of this.
Yeah, a lot of the changes are just like PvP, which really surprises me because he's always been the ugly child of the game. They didn't, but
that might possibly be why they're doing that. Maybe it's gonna turn people on to go do that.
Well, I think
it's obviously the hardcore PvE adverts. They're gonna.
I think
might take a hit. We might lose some players, but maybe we'll gain some in Cyrodiil because I feel it's been lacking there, honestly.
Yeah, I think also DPS has just kind of got out of control a little bit. Like, it's too easy at the moment to do a lot of the PvE content. A lot of the dungeons haven't changed, and we've gone from 25k to 50k DPS.
Yep.
So, sorry, actually, 100k DPS. My bad.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Single target.
Yep, single.
Yeah, of course.
So, I guess Breden is next. I cannot get into Discord for some reason. I don't know how I'm still talking, but it won't let me in Discord.
That's super weird you're in here.
Yeah, I know. It keeps asking for my email and my password, and I put it in, and it says my email's wrong. So, fucked if I know what's going on.
You're being hacked as we speak.
I love that. It's like the game telling me you need an internet connection, and I'm like talking to people. Well, I'm pretty sure I got an internet connection.
Does one of you guys want to read out the bread and stuff?
I can. I don't have that updated link. If you want to send
Yeah, I
one.
didn't see your link.
I
Did you post it
can't
the
get in
chat?
Discord.
Oh shit.
I haven't been able to find the updated one. All I got's the old one too.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can go off it right now from what I see, and if you hear anything that's
It's
a little wonky, you can.
the number is 4-3-2.
That is.
Yeah, I've got that up.
Okay.
So the only changes to Breton is spell resistance granted by this effect will be now doubled with burning cast. So what was the gain 3,960 spell resistance gone to gain 2,300 spell resistance and 100 magic.
100 magic recovery. Okay.
So
the magic of mastery as well.
that's doubled. So you're getting
That's
basically 5k if you've got one of those status effects on. So which
Right.
again is PvP content. Like it will help you in PvP, but
yeah, I'd say healer wise, you're getting hit by. Well, I mean even DPS wise too.
oh
Everybody's
shit,
getting
I
hit
didn't
with
realize that.
trials.
They get reduced magic cost of your abilities by 7%.
7%, yeah, instead of 3. That's a big jump.
For Breton.
Yeah,
I'm
Breton.
actually surprised we're still seeing percentages.
Yeah, it's the same.
Well,
so,
I think for cost reduction, and then like the healing output one, those are like two of the only ones that are still percentage based. And with the cost reduction, it kind of makes sense
Yeah,
because
it's
a flat number would.
exactly. It's
Yeah,
not something that scales, really.
If you put a flat number on there, you're gonna run the risk of making cheap spells too cheap and expensive
Yeah.
spells complete.
But the other problem with Breton too is the same as what we talked about the high elf. I think it was with they used to get 10% max magic, but they're only getting 1,000 now. So all Bretons are going to lose magic over this.
Well, I mean, everybody is though. You know?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Nobody's getting as much as they used to.
Mm.
So if everybody gets shat on, then
Yeah, exactly,
net
and that's what
results.
I mean about the Ogonian still being awesome.
Shh.
I don't know. I'm actually liking the Breton one so far as my favorite.
Yeah, Breton doesn't seem to be bad. I got a warden that's a Breton. I'm like,
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Bretons look decent.
I mean, coming from my perspective of having started playing a few years ago, like Bretons were a good race choice for playing a healer, and it seems like that vein is going to continue to make sense.
I would still for PvP take an Ogonian day of the week, even for PvE. I'd still.
I think our with the especially with the potion bonuses to Argonian and some resists, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
Cost reduction isn't necessarily as amazing when at the pace of
Cost reduction's good on a Sork because your shields cost a fair bit, and you're consistently casting them, so it can be really effective on a Sork. And same with like a Templar if you're spamming Breath of Life or something like that. It could.
My oh shit heal.
Yeah, but if you're spamming Breath of Life, you're gonna go no time.
Got anything else you want to throw in there, Dabs, before we move on?
No, I think we covered it. So far, it seems like Breton's the only one that's a semi-buff.
Well, the next one's gonna be half there. It's gonna be weird. Dark Elf.
So Dark Elf
on there too.
I like the way Dark Elves look, to be honest.
So the changes to the Dark Elf is they've increased max magic stamina entered 1875. So you're going to get 1875 instead of 1250 max stamina and magic. Now, I did the math on this in my video. You're gaining more overall resources, but you're off your max resources. So if you're a magic build, well, you mostly were a magic build if you're a dark elf, you're losing max magic, but overall you're gaining more stats.
Yeah,
More resource.
I just recently made a dark elf for a new character, and I like the fact that when these passive changes hit, they're going to be very versatile for something like a warden that can benefit from multiple games.
So the next one is they used to get 3% max magic and 2000 flame resistance. So the update is they were going to get 600 health and flame resistance by 2300, but they've dropped the max health, so you're not getting that anymore, and you're just getting the flame resistance. So
now what about the? And you're still immune to the burning?
yes, you're still immune to burning status effect. Dark elves, when I did my video, stacked up pretty bad unless you're gonna run a kind of hybrid build. Aside from that, dark elves are gonna be trash.
Yeah, especially for these vamps that people they're using that percentage for that mitigation for being vampire.
We've done so well staying on topic. I'm going to kick us off topic for a minute because I've been recruiting in the background. If somebody doesn't have the DLC that covers Anvil, they can still sell at our store because they just need to go to a bank, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
That's what I thought. That was the answer I gave. I just wanted to double check. All right. And see, that's why we love this guild, because we take care of our people. All right.
So, yeah.
So
before we move on,
their
a word from our sponsor.
Their flame resist passive is literally just going to be the flame resistance and the immunity to burn.
Yep.
Now
that's all it's going to be.
Yep.
So the last one went from 7% flame damage and 10% frost and shock damage, increase your weapon and spell damage by 2.
Yes, yeah, I like this because it did make them. If you wanted to explore the nuances between stamina and magic gameplay types, that seemed very viable with Dunmer because of the changes to how their damage bonus is doled out. But isn't that hell?
I'm just gonna plug my own channel for a second. I actually have a video where I go over all this crap a bit more in depth. But in that video, like, biggest thing I have with this is it's so close to being a really good hybrid race. Like, if they gave you some recovery there, some like magic and stamina recovery, then I could almost see a hybrid build being viable, because they're just not at the moment, unless you're a support or a tank or something.
I cringe every time you say hybrid because I have tried everything possible for hybrid.
Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's, dark elves are, like I was saying, prone to go vampire more often than other races because they get that fire damage mitigation.
If you're going for hybrid build,
that's where you
dark elves
would
are gonna
get
be
recovery is from their vampire lines, the magic and the stam. So, I mean, that might.
Speaking
really
of hybrids, might segue into Khajiit a little bit, because I don't know if I'm not looking at the 4.32, but didn't they get some extra max magic?
Health and magicka.
All right, we'll skip Imperial. We'll come back to that and go straight to the.
Yeah.
So they went from 20% health recovery and 10% stam recovery. Let me just check the updated Okay, so that's the only thing. Oh, hang on. We skipped that. So they have got Lunar Blessings now increased your max health, magic, and stamina by 825.
Yep.
Which even at 750, it was a pretty good deal considering if you actually really wanted to run that up across all three.
Mm.
But
So yeah, the next one was what was it?
Feline ambush, I think.
Nimble
yeah,
Gang. Oh, hang on.
They
Sorry, I
nerfed
just
the
mixed.
stealth
I just
reduction.
mixed those two up. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. It's the stealth radius.
Oh,
They were
okay. They
it was
changed.
5.
They changed the names of it. That's how I've got to.
yeah.
Gotcha. It's it went from 5 initially, and now it's 3.
So
And
the magic and stamina recovery has been buffed to 85 instead.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're getting increased health, stamina, and magicka recovery, and increased max health, magicka, and stamina. Whereas before they were purely getting stealth, and I think maybe
damn.
did they get a little health recovery? I don't think they did. I think they just had stamina and stamina recovery.
So yeah, they before they had health recovery and stamina recovery.
And then on top of that, they also got switched to getting weapon and spell critical instead of just like weapon.
So yeah, they get weaponing. Like I think this is shit. It's just not enough. Like 75 is barely anything. And 750 is fuck all as well. So
I think the
825.
reason why they did that though is it's 75 because it's split between it's magicka and stam, and it's to 85 now from 75, correct?
Yes, 85.
That's a little bit more than half of a recovery.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Fury
It's
without infused.
I
I
understand.
mean, it's interesting from the perspective of maybe like a tank where they're going to be pulling from all three resources.
Right.
But I mean, how many of us are using if we're balls deep in stamina, our stamina pool, we don't even have anything slotted that's magicka generally.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Like
It'd be
even
interesting.
again, what Johnny said at the beginning of this is all these changes seem to be geared towards buffing PvP and confusing the hell out of all the PvE players.
yeah. I like personally. I think Khajiit's trash. I'm not gonna have of them. That's my personal.
Oh. Ooh. I love my kitty cat.
So,
yeah.
All right. Let's get through this so we can talk about something. I don't think everyone wants to listen to this for ever.
If you don't mind jumping around a little bit more, I think it's hard to talk about Khajiit without then segueing into Redguard, and where the Khajiit's bonuses got just kind of like split and thrown all over the place, and Redguards were already like if you were playing a stamina based class, Redguards were the way to go, and it feels like that's even more so now than it was before, and Khajiit have essentially been nerfed in what was their core demographic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, talking about Redguard, I think Redguard's probably going to be the go-to stam class for people because they've gone from 9% stam recovery to reduce the cost of your weapon abilities by 8%, and 10% max stamina to 2,000 stamina, which the same as all the others is pretty decent. But when you deal damage with a melee attack, you restore 792 stamina. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds. That's what they did have. And now it is when you deal direct damage, you restore 950 stamina. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds.
So whereas the Khajiit have gotten split with their bonuses split across health and magicka and all this other shit that they're never going to do, the Red Guards are still standing firmly in the stamina gameplay and looking incredible at it.
Yep. They're basically going to be the go-to PvE stams, basically.
This hurts me because, like, I love my cat as well, and I think that even though the meta had been for Red Guard for like a stamina Nightblade or whatnot, they were still the Khajiit were still a good choice, and I feel like this kind of makes it to where they're not even a contender anymore.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna even end be like fully in the know as far as the areas, but from me, like from what I do know, that like Red Guard's basically gonna be it.
I mean, maybe Orc because they're well. I don't know if I didn't look at the updates because they were getting like health and stamina with stamina recovery and weapon damage.
Yep.
So
So they went from 6% max health and stamina to increase your max health and stamina by 500. Which let me check.
God, that I'm sure they update. That's so.
Let's check.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
2,000 max stamina instead of 500 health and stamina.
Yep. And then the so they did have 5% healing receive health recovery, but now get 1,000 max health and heals you for up to 600 when you deal damage with a weapon. With a 4-second cooldown, previously granted 4% healing, 380 stamina health when dealing damage with a weapon. Okay, I would have much preferred the 4% taken, but and then the last one is it used to be increased melee damage by 4% and 12% sprint cost reduction and 10% speed increase. Now it is increase your weapon damage by 258, reduce the cost of your sprint ability by 12%, and increase your movement speed by 10.
While sprinting.
I'm actually really glad they kept the speed.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about the orc.
So I mean, this one struck me as a little weird because in the most recent update they've switched this from being stamina recovery and healing received to flat healing or flat health received or flat health just bonus, which makes them more like a green imperial. I like the stamina recovery because with the increased speed, they're not maybe the optimal choice, but with weapon damage, reduced sprint costs with sprint speed, and a decent stamina pool, they seem like they could be what the cats had lost.
Yep. Once again, it's just like PvP. Like that's gonna be a good tanky DPS stam.
Yep. Exactly. They'll be able to sprint around more instead of having to get resources and walk slow behind in battle. Plus, they already have that sprint boost, so they're going to get there even faster.
Yeah.
Got anything to throw in, Dabs, before we?
No. I don't really run. I haven't ran an orc very much, but it looks like some changes are going going to actually be pretty decent. Might be a little more viable to something I do. But as soon as we started getting away from the Magica races, I get lost.
Yeah, I feel you, man. We've only got one left, and then else, and that's the Nord.
The Nords. The Nords.
They are the only ones that didn't get any changes. So what's theirs? What's there? They used to get 6% max stamina and 20% health recovery. Now they get increased max stamina by 1500 when you take damage. Gain 5 ultimate. Ooh, 5 ultimate. This effect can occur. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. And then they used to get 9% max health and 2000 cold resistance. They now get increase your max health by 1000 and your cold resistance by 2300. You are immune to the chilled status effect, which almost used shit. And then they used to get 6% damage reduction, and that is now increase your physical and spell pen by basically 4000.
So they got
And-
tank.
Resistance, sorry, not pen. Spell.
And they had no changes in 432. They're the only race that didn't get tweaked at all in that.
Yeah, that
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
is not.
I think they still make a nice tanky race.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And their
Looks
cold
like
resistance got buffed a bit.
See, the biggest thing
Looks like that's gonna be
I take out of all this is there's not gonna be a really good class for magic DPS.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Breton looks okay.
That's
but other than that,
like
That's what it
I
seems
mean,
like.
well, okay.
Well,
Breton doesn't look okay, but Breton is definitely better than Hyle.
Yeah.
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 I mean, they diluted the shit out of high elves as it relates to Magicka. They diluted Khajiit as it pertains to stamina, but they didn't do that really across the board. So you still have the problem where you have uh, you have classes that really excel at only one line. I mean, even we didn't dig into the Imperial, but they reworked the
did we miss the Imperial, did we?
their main. Yeah, we skipped all over the place. That was my bad.
So,
Oh,
Han,
easy.
just really quickly, they used to get 12% max magic. Now that's just a flat 2000 max health. Sorry, correct me. Health. They now get 2000 health. Then they used to get 10% max stamina, which is now 2000 flat. And then Red Diamond is rework this passive so when you deal direct damage now you restore free health, magic, and stamina. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds. It also reduced the cost of block and bash by 5%.
Still the tankiest class.
Yep.
Rare.
And before that update had happened, it was just like a 1,000. You had a 15% chance to heal yourself for like
1750.
1,500.
It was 1750,
Oh,
I believe.
1750. Yeah, and that was kind of like, oh great, I have a chance to maybe not die.
Well, it's not even that. It's when you deal direct damage. You're a tank. It's like you're outputting direct damage.
Yeah.
So that's a good rework.
Yeah, and the fact that it's Omni stats, I think, is again going to make them phenomenal.
All right. Well,
Really?
anyone want to have any closing? Here's a question for you: is which one do you think is going to be your favorite race come back?
Let's look like Breton. I'm stuck between Breton and actually Dark Elf is oddly enough.
Yeah, my Sork is going from a High Elf to a Breton, and I I don't know what I'm doing with my Khajiit because that would be my next main, my sniper. With the
Mhm.
changes that are happening, it's, I mean, other than the crit you get from being in stealth, I don't even think it's going to be worth it. I'd rather have more.
Wood Elf's probably going to be a good choice to go to.
Mm.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was between that and Redguard were my two possibilities. Either work on maxing out damage output with a Redguard, or rocking the Wood Elf. I just got to look more, and we don't even know that these are the changes that are absolutely going to go into
Oh,
effect
and
yet, do
exactly.
Yeah. All subject to change.
Alright, before we move on to something else, just a reminder, guys, I'll somewhere. I go over this a little bit more in depth and a little bit more clearer than what we've done here. If you want to check that video out, just watch it. Alright, what do you boys want to talk about?
I'm going to talk about getting up and moving around because my back gets stiff if I sit still too long. So, do a direct cut thing for a couple minutes.
Sure.
Director's cut. A director's cut.
Alright,
Can you do that?
guys,
Can you
this
say
ad is
cut? Did
brought
you just
to you.
fucking say cut?
Cut production.
Wow, you missed.
Alright, we are back. So, we've gone over the race changes. We're going to have a little look at the new gear sets that are coming. I'm actually excited for something I haven't probably. Yeah. You guys just want me to keep reading them out, or do you guys want to?
We still don't have the patch notes, and you seem to guide us quite well.
I actually do. It's on my. For some reason I have it pulled up on my phone.
While you sort that out, I'll just go over the first one. Go on if you want. So the first one's called Ice Conjurer, and it is max magic, spell damage, spell penetration, and the 5-piece bonus is applying a minor debuff to your enemy summons a non-reflectable ice wrath, whatever. That will change into your charge into your enemy, dealing basically 19,000 frost damage per second. This effect can occur once every 12 seconds.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. They're starting to do stuff with ice, There's not a lot of.
I think if it was just like a flame set, it probably wouldn't excite me as much. Just something, and
right.
And I'm don't know if that's going to be buffed by C. But if it could be,
It's looking like it says 8 seconds now on the updated patch notes rather than 4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. So I mean, it's a little nerfed a little bit. So you gotta wait, but I mean, it's still dot. So I mean, that's really, like you're saying, it is it's different. It's something hopefully we get more variety of sets.
Okay, yeah, 8 seconds. That still be interesting.
Oh, agreed.
I'm actually excited to see some kind of a frost set come out because I've wanted to do a frosty warden. They're just too much of a pain in the neck, and I think with a gear set like that, it might actually make it a little more.
Definitely. I'll read it out and then you can read out the updates. That way.
Yeah, go for it.
So the next set is, I'm not even gonna say that. Fuck. As gun Vens.
Zogvin's Roar Band. That's how I'm saying
it. So, so these sets are they're drop sets. They're not craftable sets. So the first one was a light set. This one is medium. It is weapon critical, physical penetration. 5-piece bonus is when you deal direct damage with light or heavy, you gain a stack of precision, increasing your weapon critical by 129 for 10 seconds, up to 10 stacks max. At max stacks, you also gain minor force, increasing your critical damage done by 10.
No, that sounds a
right.
little bit. Is that sounds like that's a stam set, right?
Yes, it's a stamina set.
Yeah, it sounds very similar to Spell Strategist, but it actually builds up with heavy attack.
Well, here's the thing: the fix for that, which I was about to get into, because I first when you said light and heavy, and I'm reading that right now, it just seems like a same old, but it actually they reworked it so it's any critical damage will stack all the way to 10 now.
Okay, so
So they
you're
did rework that.
gonna get it stacking pretty damn.
It was make it more manageable to keep up with, because I mean you do get up to 10 stacks, and
So
What?
so it'd only be done while you're weaving.
So what's that gonna be? That's gonna about 6%.
Hmm?
About 6% weapon crit. That's what it's about that when it's fully stacked. So it's not so much that, it's more the minor force wearing that set
Right.
for. You're not getting much crit, you're only getting about 8%. That's math off the top of my head. So take it fuck all. But because 600 is 3%. So yeah, it would be
Yeah.
about 7%.
Yep. Bad. But again, yeah.
But you should be able to keep that up pretty much.
Yeah, now that they've changed it from heavy and light attacks to it's any crit damage now, which is actually
What are the first bonuses on that?
Weapon critical, and physical penetration.
Wow.
gonna be a very probably gonna go on my
Definitely.
sniper.
All right.
Oh yeah, I was
So
gonna say it looks like something to go on a sniper. What do we have
next
next?
next set is the heavy set. It's max stamina, max magic, and the 4-piece bonus is stamina recovery and magic recovery, 129 of each. And then the 5-piece bonus is when you cast a snare or immobilize ability, or hit a target with a snare or immobilize ability, you and up to 11 group members gain major resolve and major ward for 15 seconds, increasing your physical and spell penetration by 5,280. This effect can occur once every 10.
That's penetration, not resistance.
Sorry, resistance. God damn it. Yes, good call. Yeah, that's resistance. Spell and
That sounds pretty amazing, actually. A DK tank,
the
and apparently it's
uh
built for trials.
is it reworked in any way?
No, I didn't see one for that.
Okay.
That looks pretty solid.
The biggest problem I have with that is how easy it is to get those buffs by yourself. Like, it is nice,
Sure.
but it's not that hard to get those buffs.
Yeah, but if it's in a trial and it's your off
It-
tank getting it for all 12 people.
Okay, so I instinctively think PvP. So for PvE, yeah, that might be something.
It definitely feels like a trial set saying
Yeah.
for you and 11 other people. That's why I was immediately thinking, if that gets you that covered, then you're,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, you could be running a tight Zerg too.
But in a PvP situation, it would be nice if it was, but it would have to be, you'd have to have built it around that tank.
Oh yeah,
giving
you'd
that
have to have a
bonus,
core
so-
group that everyone knows that they don't need that buff on the car.
But same could be said in trials as well, PvE.
Exactly.
You got that one
Yeah.
extra skill that you can slot for something to do more damage or heal
Well,
or
it's
whatever.
in PvE, it's more not necessarily the buff. It's more the time that you use to cast that. You're not casting a damage
Right.
skill,
Right.
and that's not something you probably even would worry about in PvE. So it's just a bonus on top.
Hmm. And I don't think we got what was the set called again? I believe.
Mighty Glacier.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So the next one is a monster mask. The one piece bonus is max stamina magic. You get 548. Oh, sorry, and 600 in health. So you get all three. You get
Mm.
548 stamina magic and 603 max health. And the second bonus is when you block an attack, gain an energy charge stack up to 1 stack per second. When you gain 6 charges, release the energy, restoring 5,300 stamina and magic, and healing for 5,350. After releasing the charges, you not regain new charges for 14 seconds. I love this.
Yeah. And I see I'm seeing a common word with these sets is a charge or a stack, and you don't really see that a lot in ESO. Other MMOs, you know,
Now,
you
is
spam
so that
an
means
attack.
there's a new dungeon coming. If there's a new monster
Yep.
set, is the gear we just went over, is that dropping from this new dungeon?
Yes. For some reason, Frostbolt. So this is coming from Frostbolt.
Mhm.
The next one, the next ones we'll be going over is from Deaths of. I can't read that. Alatar,
Mm,
Alatar, Deaths of
yeah.
Malatar.
Yeah, that's how I'd say it.
So Orion's Thunder, is that how you'd say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure 100 people tell me I'm an idiot and that it's pronounced
Oh
another
yeah.
way.
But it's okay because I backed you up, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
both
yeah,
idiots
yeah,
together.
exactly. So fuck you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
light
he
set
didn't
that's gonna
speak
drop
English.
from here is max health, spell damage, spell penetration. When you damage a nearby enemy with a single target ability, summon a cone of lightning your chest for 3 seconds, dealing 1285 shock damage every half second. That's interesting. To enemies in the cone. This effect can occur once every 6 seconds.
Do I have to yell Shazam when it happens?
Of course. Or it won't work.
So
As it were.
that's 2,500 every second.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
cone.
that's interesting.
See, like I
I
can see that
like
as a
the set.
PvE set, but then it's got max health. Like
Right. It's one of those weird,
it might be a
weird
good like
build. People do
Zerg
those
Buster
off
set.
weird. Yeah.
Uh,
Never know.
no changes to these. That's it.
Nope.
Okay.
That one's good.
The next one is the medium, obviously. Scavenging Demise.
Okay. Yep. No changes in that one either.
As can screen. It's weapon damage, weapon critical. When you deal critical poison, when you deal critical poison damage to an enemy, summon the Scathing Maw, who, after 2 seconds, stacks the enemy, dealing 7,000 poison damage, reflecting minor vulnerability for 15 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 8%. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds.
Holy crap. This is looking like a ganker set right here.
That sounds very specific, though. Critical poison damage.
So like poison inject.
Yeah. Snipe, the snipe one has it.
Yeah. So
Lethal arrow. And then that even works, the stamina decay running poison, venomous
in
claw.
you know what? That's gonna be really good against tanks in PvP. Sorry,
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh
because
yeah. And the werewolves, they're ruling battlegrounds right now. And even some of them are pretty beefy out in Cyrodiil. They're
yeah,
using
because
their heal right and their buffs right and their fear.
like 8% damage taken's not that much, but when you multiply it by 15, that's a lot
Yeah.
of extra damage you're taking.
Exactly.
So next we have Frozen Witcher, which is heavy and it is max stamina, max health, max stamina. Summon a blizzard around you while blocking, affecting 1,000 frost damage every second. Enemies within your blizzard. Your blizzard has a 15% chance of inflicting shield on enemies' damage. On enemies' damage. That doesn't read
Interesting.
right, but that's what it said.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Should be damaged. Instead of.
I think it's kind of funny that they bring something in that causes a chilled effect as soon as they make some settings or some changes to the races that now affect chilled.
Yeah, because who was it that was immune to?
It's the Nord.
So yeah, like just skipping back to there for a second. Like that's I would have way much preferred to keep the poison resistance on my Ogonian. It does can't have it all. So then we have the monster set. One piece adds 2% done and the second piece when you heal an ally whose primary resource is under 15, grant Madara's favor, restoring 2,305 of that resource every second for 2 seconds, and it has an 18-second.
Ooh, that's a big cooldown.
So it has a 12, basically a 12-second.
Mm-hmm. It goes for, said 6 seconds? 25, 2,300?
That's
I mean, and now this is just one player. This isn't a group.
yeah, but it can proc
Yeah.
on different people. So the 18-second cooldown is per
Okay.
person.
Per person. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that.
So
I mean,
you're getting
well around.
sorry, basically 7,000 back resource.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't bad. I mean, shows some of the stuff that's getting nerfed magica wise.
I think it's gonna be a must-have for a healer for PvP, like and PvE.
Yep.
It's gonna be.
Oh yeah, high end trials or definitely eats those anything that eats those resources. Gonna be yeah. I'm probably gonna be picking up a set myself.
What I like is what Dabs was kind of going on about. Like they've kind of nerfed everyone's recovery, but they've gave you a way of getting it back.
Right. With sets, and I think that's what they're trying to accomplish here. Is one of their goals.
Yeah, it's so weird. It seems like the balance came because of these sets. Honestly, looking at it kind of sideways, so to speak. After going through the race changes, and then seeing where you can pick up some of the loss from the sets is. But still, the race changes still got me. I got so distracted after finding out my high elf's gonna be not high anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, man.
And you never know.
That was me when I first seen the Ogonian. I was.
Mm-hmm. And you never know. Even the older sets that people tend to get away from, because I mean, besides meta, there's certain sets that people go for whether they're PvE or PvP, and a lot of content is just getting left out on.
I thought there was some crafted sets.
I thought so too. I see some more reworks here, and you haven't said the name of them yet. This one looks older. I think they just made changes to it.
Find 4 point.
And now a word from our sponsor. What's
Have you been looking
the
for a guild to join? Do you need a place to call home while playing games? Well, here at G Spot Gaming, we have that for you. Feel free to join our Discord. Link to.
And we tickle everyone's spot.
that was a G chord, just so you knew.
Okay, so I have got the crafted set, and the first one is called Adapt Rider. Spell resistance equals is big. Physical resistance. Speak words.
Learn words.
Let's
So-
get physical.
The fourth piece bonus is max health, and the 5 piece is while mounted you gain major evasion, increasing your dodge chance by 15%. Dismounting spawns a dust cloud at your position for 12 seconds, deals 1400 physical damage every second to enemies who stand inside it. Your group members
You
inside
got
the dust
it.
gain major evasion. This dust cloud can be created every 12 seconds.
You have got to be kidding me. They have another set, I can't remember the name of it, that has something to do when you dismount, it does something too. But I have wanted them to do something more with the mounts. Because if you have one guy riding in with that in PvP, that's insane. They jump off and do the dust cloud.
Well, the biggest thing I have is it does not say how big this dust cloud is. Is it small? Is it big? Like, if it's like the size of like healing springs or something like that, then I could see this pretty cool. But if it's any smaller than that, it's just a
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing it's going to have to be big enough to go around your mount, because your mount's what's creating the dust cloud, isn't it?
Gotta be careful.
The axe
well,
of
it says
dismounting.
dismounting spawns a dust cloud.
Yeah, I mean, it would still seem. Yeah, I mean, is it behind you? Is it in
Off.
front of you? Is it all around you?
I'm
Off to
gonna
the PTS.
I'm gonna write these things down, and then I will go on the PTS and check it out.
Yeah, I'm about to install it again. I had to uninstall it a while ago.
I enjoy downloading 70 gigs.
At my internet speed, you'll be done within an hour tops.
Sweet. Well,
It's actually.
I need
actually
someone to be on the PTS with me. So lonely. I had no one to test anything.
Yeah, me and
Longer
Texas
than
both right. Me and Texas, we'd have to find 12 people, but me and Texas have been over there a couple times, and when they put in the destroyable bridges, I got a group together, and we went out there and destroyed bridges from both sides. It was pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, that. What the f- Slodes? Why they another set called Slodes?
I have no idea.
Anyway, it's max magic, max stamina, and the fourth piece bonus is spell and weapon damage. And is this just a yeah? This is just a
Rework of that.
rework of Slodes. So damaging an enemy has 10% chance to put Leeching Shadow on them, dealing 853 Oblivion damage every second for 6 seconds. And occur every 6 seconds. I can't remember what it was.
No.
I'm pretty sure it had a
Okay.
higher chance than 10%. But the damage doesn't that much lower. I think it's just the chance dropped.
Right. I have to get on. I just made that set yesterday too, so I
I
should know
run
this.
that on my Obi under.
Ah, yeah.
I do have a 60 set that I was running on the Saw. I don't know how to favors. Oh,
No, blah, blah.
yeah, we'll just call this set
Eh.
and the set has damage recovery, max health, max health. When you successfully dodge, you heal yourself for 4,000. This effect can occur once
Damn.
every 2 seconds. This is gonna be fucking sick for my dodge build.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that I can perma dodge and just fucking heal.
Sounds like a decent set for Maelstrom as well.
That's so that's the crafted sets. Somerset zone sets. We not didn't have any Somerset zone sets. So
No, it sounds like you might have old notes for the rest of these sets.
Or it might just be reworked.
if you've got updates, let me know because I am reading. I couldn't find these sets
Yeah,
on
I
any of
haven't,
the
I haven't
newer.
seen any updates for these ones. It was just those first few that we did. The only other ones I have, Symphony of Blade. That was a rework. Curse Eater was a rework.
So yeah, Somerset zone sets. The light is Wisdoms of Anas. Max magic, max magic recovery, max magic. After landing a full heavy attack, gain major mending for 3 seconds, increasing your healing done by 25%. This duration is increased with each rank of the Restoration Star passive. Essence drain when using a Restoration Star. That is crazy.
Yeah, pretty sure every healer in the world just moisted themselves.
I'm getting
I
just a little bit,
I'm erect.
you know.
I hate to do this, but my personal life stepped in at the moment, and I have to walk away. So I know we were pretty close to finishing, but whenever you're done, Johnny, can you send me a link? Let me hear how it sounds, and I
Yeah, all
appreciate
good,
everything,
man.
you guys.
Yeah,
I
thanks
look
for
forward to the next one.
doing it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, yep, and I
Oh,
will be
jeez,
back.
fuck game.
All right, man. Look after yourself.
Have a good one, man.
All right.
And there goes Dabs.
Dabs is down. All right, let's smash through this because we're just over the hour mark. So the next one is a medium set. Oh my God, I'm still just a little bit too excited about that. I might
That
need to
roll
leave
dodge
here for
one.
a second. I know why Dabs left. He didn't get a bit of a chub. He got a full one. Gone to
Had to go
take
take
care
care
of
of
it.
business.
Yeah. Well, he did say personal business, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You never know.
So
I'll have to ask
anyway,
him about.
weapon critical, weapon damage. After dealing direct damage, gain minor force and minor 3 seconds, increasing your critical damage done by 10%, increasing movement speed by 10%. That sounds like the racial passive.
It does. It really does. And maybe even can't remember what cowards actually does, but they're starting to split off these minor buffs on the fifth perk, and it's really kind of, I don't know, I guess throwing a curveball in set wise, and it really makes you think on what you actually want to do when you're running, a BG, or if you're going for a little land grabs or a death match. It really gets your theory crafting brain going.
Yeah, like I really hated when they've like maybe it was before Somerset when they took a lot of 5-piece bonuses and instead of them being a standalone thing, they turned them into being a major buff or something, which really irritated me because um, instead of being able to use that major buff and the set, now you only get the fucking one instead of both. Um,
Right.
they did that to Dorak's Bane, basically killed it. My debuff Templar tank got murdered that pack.
Yeah, it did. Oh yes, it did.
Grace of Gloom. Oh, because I had something like it. I understood in a way why they had to do it. I had something like a 60 or 70% healing debuff that I could put on players.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit crazy, but they just nerfed it way too far because that was the only way you could kill those like really tanky players. That kind of
Mhm.
debuff build.
Yep.
But anyway, Grace of Gloom is the heavy set. That's max health, 4% healing taken, max health, and when you take damage from a single target, direct attack or ability. So, I'll read that again. When you take damage from a single target, direct attack or ability, fuck that. Zoss needs to employ some people that can actually write because it sounds like I wrote this, and that's not fucking good. But anyway, you
At least
have
you would
a
have read it right.
you have a 10% chance to become a living shadow, causing your light and heavy attacks to 3,440 and gaining major evasion for 5 seconds, increasing your dodge chance by 50%. This effect can occur once every.
Wow.
Um, I don't know what I
All
feel
these
about that.
stats are coming. I don't know. It's we have. I know we have a lot of buffs. We don't necessarily have a lot of sets like that.
I
Very.
feel like it's gonna be pretty decent. Like 10% doesn't sound like much, but it's when you're
Mhm.
taking damage. So as a tank, you're getting hit by multiple
Right.
people. So I think this is not going to be far off being up a lot of the time. The problem
Yep.
is that 3,400 is more than likely going to be halved in Cyrodiils.
Yes.
It's more the major evasion than anything.
Mhm. That was
Oh, hang on.
coupled
So
with that
it's
evasion,
causing
kind
your
of up the
light,
ante.
so causing your light and heavy attacks to hit. So you could light attack.
You'd be getting stand back. Yeah, you can. You can. It
So
makes that's what I was thinking. It makes tanks more viable to a light wave.
yeah, I just thought it was a flat 340, but yeah, that could be actually interesting.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
and okay, so we're on the trial sets now. Light
Ooh.
DPS, Mantle of I don't know.
Shalala.
Wah, 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 wah.
Shabla
You're
blah.
my brown-eyed girl.
Spell damage, spell critical, max magic. After dealing damage to an enemy with target ability, you create a ring of fire beneath your target. After 1 second, the circle ignites enemies within it, dealing 2,408 flame damage every second for 5 seconds. How big
Oh, here
is
we
the
go.
ring, Zoss? Fuck me.
Come on. Well, if it's under the target, I'm assuming it's going to be directed towards that specific target, not necessarily hitting anybody standing close by them.
So, this is going to have under 50% uptime, and it's only
Mm.
2,400 every sec. It's going to have to be like, not a massive circle, but a somewhat decent kind of. Like, channeled focus would be what you would think under a boss or something, or under a mob, but it's got to be bigger than that for it to be worth it, surely.
That's, yeah. Yeah, you were right.
So it's interesting how they've labeled these. So the next one is light healer. Investment
Okay.
of, oh my god, who names these sets? Seriously, you guys can see the
Yeah.
name on screen. I am not even gonna bother. It is fucking 5:20 in the morning. I ain't. So it is magic recovery, max magic, ground based effect abilities cast apply a healing circle on the ground which heals you and your allies standing in the circle for basically 1,000 every second for 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds.
So we got a baby healing spring set.
So, once again, how big is the fucking circle, Zost? Come on!
Do we have to run it
You're
tight or
really
what?
fixated on size.
Well, hey, size does matter, okay? Don't listen to people telling you it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody who uses the metric system. How does he know what 6 inches is?
I mean,
God.
it's about a meter, right?
Well, Dabs probably has a 6 inch at the moment, but, you know.
meter. Growth
He's
spurt,
just
maybe.
doing a little
But...
plumbing.
clean out pipes.
Anyway, Arms of Weak. Oh my god. And once again, it's on fucking screen. It's too late. I ain't saying that shit. It's a medium set, and it has weapon critical, stamina recovery, weapon critical. After landing a critical light or heavy attack on an enemy, you have 15% chance to cause them with harmful winds, dealing 1,358 physical damage to them and the nearby enemies every 1 second for 5 seconds.
Huh.
Sounds pretty boring to me.
Yeah, and it does. Almost generic.
Okay, the heavy set is Max Health, Healing Taken, Stamina Recovery. After successfully blocking, heal an ally within 15 meters for 3,400. This effect can occur once. That's boring to.
It is. I can see it helping a little bit for your support tanks on trials, but other
Oh,
than
it's
that,
definitely something that could be worth investigating. At least they told me how big, the range. Good work, Zos. Well done. I'm glad you, for once, gave me some information.
thank you.
And that is it. That's all the new gear sets.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty excited for some of the healing sets and that ice set.
Oh yeah.
But healing's definitely got some gear farming to happen, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be picking up that one. Ooh.
Yeah. Definitely some interesting sets.
It's
So
great. 'Cause now I don't have to go farm White Gold Tower.
um as I said, I'm gonna be testing some of all those circles and radiuses and all that kind of shit. I will play around with and try and get a video out for you guys with this year or so.
Excellent.
But anyway, that's it. That's our first test podcast. I guess
Not bad.
leave your
Everybody round of
comments
applause.
if you have any ideas. Something I wouldn't mind doing too is maybe they can do it on, like, say this podcast, leave ideas for the next podcast.
Ah, yeah.
Things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
things that you
Definitely.
guys might want us to, and it doesn't have to be ESO related, like tech, and gaming in general.
Hmm. Any games got questions for? We don't know about it. We will research the living shit out of it.
We will be doing ZOS stuff if there's ESO stuff, some changes that we go over, we'll go over it. If not, we'll talk shit about tech in general and games in general. Yeah. So you want to plug your shit?
Then plug your shit.
Seriously, are we
That's
not doing phrasing anymore?
I mean, are we still shit talking? Are we still talking about shit? I don't know. I don't know.
He
In the
doesn't
words of
know.
Porky Pig.
If you guys want
This
to
is very
invite to
constipated.
basically have a community going on, we have a social guild, a trading guild, VP guild. So if you guys want an invite to any of those guilds, leave a comment with your @ name, and I guess one of us can send you an invite. And I will leave my @ name in comments or whatever, and hit me up in game if you want to.
Definitely.
Or hack his account.
Yeah. Throw go ahead and throw mine and dabs in there too in case.
So what's that, man?
Shit, if you'd like. You can throw mine and dabs at name in there too
Yep,
if you'd
sure.
like.
Yeah, I'll do that. So if you guys want to invite to a DC PvP guild, hit me up. And if you want to invite to the social or the trading guild, just hit Dabs or Hippy up. That might be easier way than.
We're also AD PvP, just in case you don't, you want to be on a better team.
He doesn't know what
DC
he's
stock.
talking about, so don't worry about
DC
AD.
stock. Yellow forever.
Just
I don't mind
just
blues.
before we go, there is something else that is going to be pretty interesting come next patch, and that is CP and set bonuses and all that kind of stuff are going to buff your pets.
Ah,
So
yes.
pets could be, I'm not really thinking DPS wise, but healing. The bird is already basically the best heal in the game, and
Which a lot of people don't actually consider it.
no, like it's basically Breath of Life before Breath of Life got nerfed. And now between set bonuses and CP, we could be seeing easily a 20% buff to that heal. So it's going to be very interesting to see Sork healers, and which I think there should be more of them because they can do massive heals and be really tanky.
And that strikes me to wonder what's gonna happen with the warden. Is it just those pets, or is it any pet ability?
Sorry, what? Sorry, was that? I was reading something. I was way away.
Oh, it struck me. I wonder what it's gonna change about the warden, and it looks like even the upcoming necromancer might be having some pet-based skills.
That's probably why the changes were made. But yeah, Warden's Bear. I don't think it will affect else because the Netch is classed as a pet, so I wonder if they'll get a buff to the stamina.
Exactly, that's what I'm sitting there going.
It's
interesting to think about.
I don't think so, but it's definitely something worth checking out. So yeah,
Right.
we don't really have a schedule for when we're doing this yet, but we will try and get sorted and try and let you guys know what day, time, stuff like that we plan. But I think we're gonna do it weekly. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the goal for now.
So-
Maybe start getting into it more. Maybe a couple times a week, but for now, yeah, that's our goal. Once a week.
And I think Dabs is gonna have a channel at some point, so I'll give you guys that information. Make sure you go over and sub to his channel. And as far as my YouTube goes, I'm trying to get 3 videos out a week. So the stream and probably 2 other videos a week is what I'm gonna be aiming for. And I mean aiming. I don't mean achieving. I mean aiming. Yeah. But I have a Stam Warden build coming. That should be maybe today, if today, definitely. And it's a fun build. try out for that. Thanks, Hippie. It was
Yeah. Thanks for being a part, man. No, I'm glad to do this. Definitely wouldn't mind doing it again.
sweet. And as I said, let us know what you want to see, shit, any ideas you may have, give that crap. Once again, it was Johnny from JTK Gaming, and